thanks for the interest. We are a Sierra Metals based metals company, copper producer mainly, with some addition of zinc, lead, gold, and silver. We have two main assets, but we have three assets, two in Mexico and one in Peru. The one in Peru is Yauricocha, a 75-year-old mine, half and a half zinc and copper producer. And in Mexico, in the Chihuahua region, we have two assets, Cusi, that it's in a divestment process. We're selling Cusi, and Bolivar. Bolivar is a copper mine, underdeveloped, with a high potential and already producing very good cash flows for us. Very experienced management team and board of directors, mid-tier producer already, organic growth and scale up. We are focusing on making Yauricocha and Bolivar better and more profitable. Copper producer, as I said, green metals, and operating in very well-known jurisdictions. We are miners. If you know a little bit about the company, this company has been for sale for many, many years. We are now running the company. It's not for sale. We want to make these assets produce interesting cash flows for us. Our pillars: strengthening current operating portfolio, Yauricocha and Bolivar mainly. We think, and you'll see why, there is a lot of value to be created out of there. Exploration, near site, greenfields exploration, project development on time, on budget, basically, and social responsibility. Like I said, Yauricocha has been with us for 75 years or so, and we are in a very well-known mining jurisdiction with very friendly communities. Most of them work with us in Yauricocha. In Mexico, we don't have any issues. They are called the ejidos, the communities there, and we're doing very, very good with them. This is a fairly new management team and operating team at both sites. I joined the company less than a year ago. Out of the two general managers, Peru, Mexico, and 5 VPs, there is only one left. Not because it's just that they were not suited for the job to operate assets. So we decided to change the management team almost totally. This is the new management team. Carlos Garcia comes from Hochschild. I come from Hochschild also. I've worked there for 17 years or so. Patricia Cosa from Goldfields, a place where I worked as well all over the globe. The number one priority of this company, we're underground miners, is safety. Safety is my number one concern, always has been and always will be, and focusing on underground operation, world-class, fit-to-purpose organization. Yauricocha, 75 years with us. The capacity of Yauricocha is 3,600 tons per day. And look at the measured and indicated resources in Yauricocha. This is a 1 million ton a day capacity mill. We have 14 million measured and indicated resources. We have life of mine already almost proven for the next 10 to 14 years. This is amazing in an underground mine. Usually underground mines don't have this much life of mine. It's expensive to drill below and to do mining labors underground. But we have done it. Right now, because of this issue that I'm going to explain you, if you can see a red dotted line there, we call it the 1120 level. It doesn't mean that we're 1,120 meters above sea level or so. It's just a level, 1120. Because this company was for sale, and that's the only explanation I can find, previous management didn't get the permit to mine below the 1120 level. Above the 1120, which we have been mining for the last 75 years, above the 1120 level, we have mined almost all the ore that there is. We only have a couple of years left of that resource, and that's why from 3,600 ton a day, we are only mining at 2,000 ton a day in this year, just to make it last. When I joined the company in January, we formed, I call it the A team, just a team of experts in permitting to get this permit before year end. I can tell you now, and hopefully in a very not too distant few weeks, we're very close to getting this permit with the Peruvian authorities. Once we get this permit, we're going to access the ore bodies that are down there that are very similar to the ore bodies that were above the 1120 that we already mined. These are massive mining methods. We are doing cut and fill right now. Our costs have gone up. Whatever is left above the 1120 line is cut and fill. Whatever is down the 1120 line is block level caving, sub-level caving, I'm sorry. So it's massive mining methods, very cheap. We already built a shaft. I don't know if I can point. Well, there is I cannot point this. The blue line that goes well below the 1120 line is a shaft that we already built, $50 million shaft. We had the permit to explore and to build the shaft, and we did it. We didn't get the permit to mine it. Why? Because this company was for sale. We did it. We are getting that permit, and when we achieve that in the next year, in the next few weeks, we'll be able to go back to the 75 million copper equivalent pounds a year. Right now, this year we're gonna be at 40 million equivalent pounds of copper. And as you can see in the all-in sustaining cost, we have, even though it has dropped since last year, is not yet at the levels of 211, 277 that we'll get once we achieve full production below the 1120 line. How long is this gonna take? Probably 6 months after January, and to get full production, probably by year end. So 2025 is looking great for us. 2024 also is looking good, but not as good as it's gonna look one year ahead. So that's Yauricocha. Bolivar mine, our mine in Mexico. You can see all the green colors there, not the grass, but in the rocks. This is an underexplored, underdeveloped asset. This mine was producing 2,000 tons per day for Sierra Metals last year. Right now, we are producing between 4,500 and 5,000 tons a day. How we achieved that? Ventilation, pumping, and better management team, better operators. Like I said, I don't know how to sell companies. I know how to operate mining companies. I've been in the operations side of the business for the last 25, 30 years. So we're operating this mine. We finish our raised borer, we improve our pumping systems, ventilation systems. In a 12-hour shift in Bolivar, people were working only 3 hours out of a 12-hour shift because they needed to let the smoke settle and then they could go back in. Now they are working 10, 11 hours in a 12-hour shift. That's why we're at 5,000 tons per day. Look at the amount of measured and indicated resources. This is a 1,500,000 producing asset. So even though it's underexplored, we have measured and indicated resources for the next 8 years easily. And we are starting to explore again. Bolivar, like I said, is going to be record high in production. Since May, we're at that rate, 4,500 tons a day. So this is looking very good. Look at the net revenues, and the all-in sustaining cost is coming down. And next year it will be even lower because we are going to be we're going to have a complete year of 5,000 tons per day. This year we didn't. We only had 8 months or so. just to show how, with a few drill holes, this is a dulce ore body in Bolivar, and with a few drill holes, we were able to double the amount of measured and indicated resources in this ore body. We are accessing this body by year end. So where are you going to grow in the future, Sierra Metals? First, organic growth, Yauricocha, Bolivar, we need to get them right. We are getting them right. And then this was under the table. I mean, this was under the radar, not under the table, sorry. Under the radar. Yeah, my English, I'm sorry. 90,000 hectares of mining concessions already permitted, some of them explored. What we are doing here is looking for joint venture companies, for companies to joint venture with us. We don't have the money needed to develop these assets, but this is where our growth in Mexico is. So consolidated production, as you can see, we're going up this year in every single metal. We're doing good. This is a new team. And the financial performance, I cannot give you the Q3 numbers. We're giving them up next week, so I cannot put that here. But in H1, in the first semester, we produced $31 million EBITDA. Most of it, as you can see, came from Bolivar. Previous years, if you can see the chart below, in 2020, 2021, we were around $100 million EBITDA. 75 out of those 100 millions were from Yauricocha, that now is only going to produce $12 million because of what I explained to you. So in 2024 and definitely in 2025, we'll be producing around $75 million EBITDA from Yauricocha and 65, just 26 times 2, and from Bolivar. So this will be, in the next 18 to 24 months, a $130, $120 million EBITDA company, with a bank debt of $80 million that right now we are refinancing, and we're putting this in a 5 to 7 year term. Right now, that debt, as we speak, we need to pay it out in 2 years. But we already have the letter of intents of 4 players, and today we just had a board meeting and we decided to go with one. So by year end, we should have this debt already refinanced. I don't want to pay it out. It's a good amount of debt for a $100 million EBITDA company. So we're not worried about this. We were worried. We're not worried now. And well, this is just the corporate structure. We just finished, and this is on a press release, a private placement. This company was worth around $50 million US. We were able to raise $12 million from mostly current investors that are believing again in the company. This company should be worth around, I don't know, 3, 4, or 5 times EBITDA, $60 million. Right now, we're worth less than 1 time EBITDA. So it's amazing. The upside on this company is amazing. Mostly of this private placement came from current shareholders that are believing in us, in this company, in this management team again, and from management. Myself, Jean-Pierre is here with us. We've put quite a bit of money also in this private placement, more than around 10%. So that's it. I thank you for your time.